power of God all over you. I pray his favor. I pray the blood of Jesus will come upon you right now. Keep you in his hair. God, I thank you for your blessings.
That ain't nothing but sin. Drinking, maybe fornication, man on man, woman on woman, he on she.
So what if I told why all that Pastor T.D. Jakes is just as shady, or even shadier than Diddy? One of the lawyers representing Diddy's multitude of clients recently dropped an explosive audio recording from one of Diddy's so-called men-only parties. And wouldn't you know it, the audio contains a recording of none other than T.D. Jake allegedly having a grand time with male escorts at Diddy's parties. Oh, but it gets worse. Apparently T.D. Jake's love for Diddy's parties is not just because he likes to hang around the sinners and win souls for God. According to insiders, he's at them parties because he loves takeoff lifestyle as much as the next guy. And get this, there are allegedly bare recordings of T.D. Jake getting pounded by either Diddy or the rotation of male ex-workers he keeps on his payroll for the special off parties. But what a lot of people don't understand is why has it taken so long for people to start talking about T.D. Jakes? Is it because Diddy has been protecting him from the media? Let's find out.
Since all allegations concerning T.D. Jakes' relationship with P. Diddy surfaced online, Jakes has made it his mission to purposefully clear his record, addressing the issue on several televised.
However, people are now ignoring Diddy's Kingdom Culture partnership with T.D. Jakes in 2021 because of the alarming claims that have been made against him. It would be a great idea to combine faith culture and social issues like that. But now that Diddy has had to resign from his position at Revolt, people are questioning everything he brought to the table and wondering if there was a hidden purpose behind his collaboration with T.D. Jakes. Many also think T.D. Jakes has made some very dubious collaborations with other well-known shady celebrities, such as Tyler Perry. T.D. Jakes launched a new sermon series called Kingdom Culture, which would be broadcast exclusively on Revolt TV. You all probably remember Tyler's statement that he was moved to give $1 million to Tyler Perry's church and meet him.
When I grew up in the church, the sinners was not supposed to have the same atmosphere with the saints. You have to be able to separate the two. So I'm looking at him as a saint going to a party that ain't nothing but sin. Drinking, maybe fornication, man on man, woman on woman, he on she. But maybe he'd have to lay some hands on somebody. Maybe he'd have to save some souls. I know he got a contract with Revolt, so I'm just like, it's just real strange that he would be found at any kind of Diddy party or any kind of place with Diddy unless it's in a business atmosphere. So now what he's doing is he's making, man, he's making the Christians look real bad right about now.
Now, who gave Tyler the right to touch someone else? At the same time, there were whispers that Tyler's donation to T.D. Jakes' church was a front for something more sinister. I don't know about you guys, but the entire scene seemed like it was taken from a poorly written comic sketch. Dark and threatening. Some reports claim that Tyler's donation was meant to be used to compensate their victims, and they concealed their operations behind the church to avoid being discovered by the authorities. It seems as though Jaguar Wright has been on a mission to expose T.D. Jake and Diddy, because she has said a lot about him in past interviews. According to her, T.D. Jakes attends Diddy parties not because he is trying to persuade celebrities to pay their tithes or attend services more, rather, he attends for the same reason that anyone else attends: X and money. Jaguar Wright once exposed T.D. Jakes and Tyler Perry for engaging in some pretty shady business and using the church as a cover.
I pray the power of God all over you. I pray his favor. I pray the blood of Jesus will come upon you right now. Keep you in his hair. God, I thank you for your blessings.
Come on, somebody give God some praise. He's pushing that baby out. Come on, he's pushing that baby out. Somebody holler, push, push. Now come on and praise it.
In case you missed it, Jaguar revealed in a subsequent interview that TD Jake is an active user of gay dating apps like Grindr, and that he is a power bottom who frequently gets his cheeks clapped at Diddy's birthday parties. TD Jake utilizes these apps to find young men to hook up with, Jaguar continued. And it seems that he occasionally entices these young, gullible men into offs or other scenarios they did not sign up for.
If Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties. Money, sex. I hope it was for money.
Charitable contribution.
I hope it was for money, because arguing about who's going to put the strap on is... that can be a very uncomfortable situation. But for him to be at a Diddy party, I don't know. Like, I feel the same way about that as I feel about when Tyler Perry came to his church and laid hands on him and he caught the Holy Spirit from Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is the bishop of what? Like, I've never, like, and I cut a check for $100, and I'm gonna lay my hands on you, bishop. And he said, and then the bishop said, it's on the internet. He's doing all of this, right? And then there's a woman on the dais screaming, push the baby out. Birth that baby. I'm like, what? Are we a church?
TD, when actor Christian Keys revealed how he was taken advantage of early in his career, Jake found himself involved in yet another controversy. According to Christian, an older man in the industry offered him money to watch him strip, but it didn't stop there. Christian also claimed that the same man had taken advantage of him when he went to a party the man was throwing at his house. Christian claimed that he had been feeling a little woozy from the alcohol he was drinking, so he decided to lay down in one of the rooms and unwind for a while. However, as he was lounging on the bed, the man approached him and tried to start a conversation. Christian said he had to push the man off before he could leave that terrible situation.
Now, we also know that TD Jakes is allegedly also a power bottom. And he's a much older man. And they say he's very enthusiastic in his endeavors. What happens when he pops something loose? You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because they're mentioning sex workers, but they're not mentioning women. They're mentioning men as sex workers.
Yeah.
Like is that a thing where like there's a website of what?
I don't know nobody ever talk about the fact that TD Cakes has an account allegedly on Grindr.
Oh wow.
Grindr is a app. It's been around for about 15 years now. It's pretty much where you can put a GPS in it. So you go onto the app and it uses the location. And it routes you to the account of the man closest to you. And then y'all DM and you decide if you're going to do it at the 7-Eleven or do it at the gay club in the bathroom. It's a hookup site for promiscuous gay men.
Fans couldn't help but dig deeper into the story, even though Christian didn't name any names. Soon, rumors began to circulate that Tyler Perry might have been the older guy Christian was referring to, and that TD Jakes probably assisted his friend in covering it up. All of those scandals were bad enough, but this latest explosive audio, which was leaked by a lawyer defending one of Diddy's alleged victims, takes the scandal to a whole new level of twisted. Obviously, we can't play the audio here, but reportedly you can hear TD Jakes being clapped and spanked by another man. It's unknown if this other man is Diddy or another celebrity, but does it really matter at this point?
But, yeah, you get a grown man that knows that you're heterosexual and you're sleeping off Hennessy in his guest room because he says it's safe. Because I know I'm bad, so I'm after a big party. Won't say what type, won't say where. I'm sleep. I'm gone because I'm 4-5 Hennessy's deep and not short Hennessy's either. And this dude tries to climb into bed with you So you spaz out, push him out, like what the f-? Get ready to leave. He apologizes, blame it on the alcohol. And you try to forgive him. So you're like, all right, man, all right, I'm gone. You shake his hand on the way out, and he tries to grab your face. He tries to shake and grab your equipment. And you spaz even more. Like, what the f*** you doing, man? What the f***? Oh, my bad. So you go to leave, he tries to do it again.
And don't mistake me. Even more weird is the fact that TD Jake doesn't even have his house in order, and his kids are out there acting as wild as they can be, knowing that daddy will be there to clean up their mess because he hasn't cleaned himself. According to sources, Jermaine, TD Jake's son, was arrested on charges of indecent exposure in 2009 after flashing 2 police officers in public. What anyone decides to do behind closed doors is their business. But to wake up after a night of being thrall, knowing all the shady illegal stuff that goes on there, and then get on the altar and preach about holiness. On the evening of January 3rd, 2009, Jermaine came across 2 fake police officers near West East Boulevard and Southampton Road. The next thing they knew, Jermaine approached one of the cops and began to please himself while looking at the detective. What in the mad unhinged mess was that? Anyway, the cops put Jermaine in handcuffs and took him to the station, where he was accused of indecent exposure. TD Jakes called an attorney to begin cleaning up the mess and quickly assigned his damage control team to the story. Faith Johnson, the lawyer, issued a statement saying that we are aware of possible accusations against Jermaine Jake and are looking into them on our own. Given an apparent government investigation, we are unable to comment at this time, but we never got the investigation's findings. The incident was highly embarrassing for TD Jakes, and he even had to cancel some of his scheduled speaking engagements because of it. If you didn't know anything about TD Jakes or his family, you would think that the son in question was a teenager. After all, Jermaine was released after posting $11,000 bond, and he likely had to pay a $2,000 fine as punishment for that crime. There have also been rumors that Diddy and TD Jakes used their power to get everything swept under the rug, which is why no one really talked about it afterward. Jermaine Jakes was a 29-year-old guy who was fully grown. No one expects TD Jakes to discard his son for his misbehavior, but many felt that he was being hypocritical because he was rambling on and on about grace when, according to many insiders, he hadn't actually shown grace to some members of his church, especially gay people. I'm not even sure which is more absurd, the fact that his adult son thought it was a good idea to do something like that in public, or the fact that TD Jakes made a whole statement apologetic for his actions. When TD Jake made what some saw as homophobic remarks on the Oprah show in 2012, he got a lot of controversy. Jake is known for being homophobic and extremely inhospitable to members of the LGBTQ community in his church.
Body is embraced in your church?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you know that you have been accused of saying that gay people would not be welcome.
Oh, no, that's not true at all.
That's not true.
Well, the perception in our society today is that if you don't say you're for same-sex marriage, or if you say that homosexuality is a sin, that you're homophobic and you're against gay people. That's not true. I'm not called to give my opinion. I'm called as a pastor to give the scriptural position on it. Doesn't mean that I have to agree with you to love you. I don't dislike anybody. I love everybody.
But does it mean you perceive the being gay as a sin? Do you think that being gay is a sin?
I think that between two people of the same sex is condemned in the scriptures. And as long as it is condemned in the scriptures, I don't get to say what I think. I get to say what the Bible says. You know, I'm not particularly political. I'm not particularly denominational. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm not anti-gay. I'm not anti-anything. I don't want to even be known by what I'm against. I want to be known by what I'm for. I'm for people bettering themselves, no matter who they are and where they are, doing all they can be to be all that they can be.
Many people thought that TD Jakes was attempting to hide his hatred of gay people behind the Bible and his position as a pastor. But things got worse when rumors circulated online that he was one of Diddy's ex-partners. As more people look into TD Jakes' participation in the Diddy scandal, it appears that he has some frightening secrets. However, I'm curious if you think that TD Jakes is actually as involved in this mess as people are claiming he is, or if the media is fabricating it. Leave a comment below with your ideas, and make sure to return for this next film. Orlando Brown just released some extremely disturbing video that claims to reveal the rituals that Hollywood executives force young performers to do.
So you got Panda is a secret code for a certain thing. And so when it comes down to that certain thing is you basically have a certain nerve in your rectum, and if you touch that nerve, you can turn a person into an animal. You can turn a person into whatever you want them to be if you just hold them down. So pretty much when you see black eyes like Blueface and, you know, like that, he got beat up, but he didn't get beat up where you thought he got beat up. He got beat up somewhere else, okay? And so the eyes come out and they call them panda eyes. And they do this so you see people with these cigars, and they're you know, all these big celebrities, they all have the cigar in common. That's that big thing between their legs that they're sticking in. And it's one big society.
I mean, yo, Diddy, you gave me the ooshkash goosmash. You gave me the ooshkash muaf, the smooshmash. Diddy. Yeah, son. I mean,
casting couch that existed in Hollywood is the part of both myth and concrete reality. Any place there's a boss with underlings in any corporation or any industry, you have a type of sexual politics that goes on that can slide in between appropriate ethics and decorum to, inappropriate behavior to the point of harassment and sexual predators.
It is absolutely sick. First time it really hit me was at Seth's. Seth turned to me and opened up this secret bookshelf, and he's like, "This is where we keep the children." And I was like, I tried to just put it out of my mind, but then about a month later, he basically admitted that he's a pedophile.
Did I lie about Seth Green? No, Seth Green's a pedophile.
Steven Spielberg is a pedophile. Oh, I'm not going to talk about Tom Hanks either, who is also a pedophile. Tom Hanks, folks, is a pedophile. There's this girl, Sarah Ruth Ashcraft, on Twitter, who has been accusing Tom Hanks of raping her when she was 13. Tom fucking Hanks, guys. Pedophile.
In this industry, what you must understand is when you do sell your soul, you are allowed to live forever. And these people that are called youngins, rookies, new booties, I would no idea that these people still live. They will prey, haunt, kidnap, anything to stay on top. This is their world. They have nothing but time is what they...
There are gay people, but what we're talking about here is ritualistic sexual deviancy used to harness energy of a G. This is what Kim found out. She found out exactly what.
Orlando Brown had such a bright future ahead of him, but something happened, and he hasn't been the same since. You surely remember him from his part in That Raven.
Those are for punks.
You see, Jay, you got a cool little homie here.
And when you left, Nelson brought the gun to me and told me to take it to the police station and turn it in. What? You're gonna shoot me?
I don't know what I was gonna do, but I ain't gonna let you punk me like you punch little flunkies. Cooper. Punks. Guns are for punks.
You see, Jay, you got a cool little homie here.
And when you left, Nelson brought the gun to me and told me to take it to the police station and turn it in. What? You're gonna shoot me?
I don't know what I was gonna do, but I ain't gonna let you punk me like you punch a little flunky. Cooper. Punks. Guns are for punks.
People nowadays tend to dismiss everything Orlando says as crazy talk, but with the recent accusations against Diddy and other alleged Hollywood deviants coming to light, Fans are starting to view Orlando's behavior and remarks about the entertainment industry in a completely different way. Orlando has had his share of mental health and drug use problems over the years, which are said to be the result of his traumatic experiences as a young Disney star.
And it's one big society of it. Now, when it comes down to the selling of there's shipping and trafficking and people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials, right there on Walmart commercials. And you're looking at the people that are missing and they're smiling like they're happy, but they're going back to hell. And that's really what it is. You know, these are actually adults. Jeffrey Epstein created this saga, and this is what he is great at doing. He's great at kidnapping someone, turning them into putting them in a dead celebrity's body and screwing the life out of them after he makes a ton of money off of their ass on his private little beach. So you have a private little beach full of celebrities and bodies getting screwed, and nobody cares because they're...
To give you some background, Orlando made his entry into acting at a very young age, debuting alongside Damon Wayans in Major Pain. By the early 2000s, he was one of the most familiar faces on Disney, juggling 3 Disney shows at once: The Proud Family, Fillmore, and the iconic That's So Raven. That's So Raven was an instant hit and made history as the first Disney series to reach the coveted 100-episode mark. However, when the cast started growing up, Disney decided to call it quits in November 2007, and that was a turning point for Orlando. It was like the moment he stepped away from the Disney spotlight, everything went downhill.
Look, my right over there. I caught the
Look at this circus clown.
Whole blood.
Go ahead. Work for them on the corner.
Sock me out. Sock this.
Look at this dirty ass feet.
Yep.
This
Sock me
bum
out.
ass nigga. Try to get this nigga some love. He won't you.
Yep.
Now I know why he ain't got no family.
What?
Get the away from here, nigga.
I got gun.
You better get away from my house or you get knocked the fuck out.
Knocked out for calling God. Bro, I'm chilling, bro.
Get away from my house, yo.
I'm away from your house. Hit me. I'm away. I'm off your
If
property.
you come back over, I'm gonna knock you the
I'm off your property.
You wait over here for the police.
I'm off your property.
Don't come back to my house.
Jesus. I'm 4 years sober for a reason. I just now got out of rehab. I just now got out of ER. I'm not doing no more time away from my kids other than I need to.
How long has it been since you've seen these kids?
Bro, honestly, I see my kids everywhere. But at the end of the day, like I said, I barely see them. I don't know them. They don't know me.
Show me your hands.
I don't have a warrant, sir.
What's your name?
Sir, what's the problem?
What's your name?
What have I done, sir?
What is your name?
What is all of this?
State your name. State your name.
Sir, what is this?
State your name.
I'm harming.
I won't tell you until you tell me your name.
Sir, what is this?
Okay, fine. You won't tell me your name. Everyone knows you.
Can we talk?
You got a warrant for your arrest.
Can I put on my pants, sir? What is this?
You always paying for my goddamn door.
What is this? You guys can talk to me, man. This is not cool. I just talked to the police.
You talked to the police?
I talked to the police. Can you speak?
Well, obviously the police didn't talk to you, right?
This is illegal.
You have a fucking warrant for your arrest. What's wrong with you? Your warrant. Out of LA County. Okay? You got a possession, you have a PC 148, PC 243, and you have a HS 11377A PC.
Bro!
So at the end of the day, you have some warrants. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
So at the end of the day, you have these warrants you were picked up. This is why you're going back to LA County.
One more warrant.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing. In my underwear, bro.
What's your name?
Sir.
You tell me now, or we're gonna go ahead and Phil. Here's the deal.
This is disrespectful.
You left. Listen to me, you left California. It's a felony when you flee.
I didn't flee.
What are you doing here then, brother? You got a warrant for your arrest.
I'm working.
You're
doing your job. Child molester. Fuck demon. You fuck demon. You fuck demon. Child molester. Richard Ramirez. Fuck talking about. This is Richard Ramirez, ladies and gentlemen, and they allow him to work here. Get behind the job, Satan. Get behind me, Satan. I'm Jesus. Get the f*** out of here, Satan. bro. Everybody enjoy your night. I'm sorry for fucking up your shit. My name is Orlando Brown. I am Satan and Lucifer's son. Fuck everybody. You both so I'm gonna cook breakfast for you. So, there's a guy named Damone, right? You know, Damone Coleman to be exact. And see, this guy is very great at, managing people's careers and things they want to do. Making dreams come true, so to speak. So what I want to do right now is I want to give you guys not only, yes, Jackson, baby, and it's more like, there's no he this time. Don't you? Bless you, thank you. Now, notice that there's a lot of love for Swiss my nigga Boots. Y'all ain't got no Coke 45 Swiss my nigga Boots. Fucking I go with the old English. Regina King is the shit. She's y'all ain't got no oldie. Y'all ain't got no old English.
To provide you with some background at a very young age, Orlando started acting, making his stage debut in Major Pain with Damon Wayans. By the early 2000s, he was one of the most recognizable characters on Disney, juggling 3 Disney shows simultaneously: The Proud Family, the famous That's So Raven, and Phil Moore, That's Why Raven was an instant hit and became the first Disney series to reach the coveted 100-episode mark. However, as the cast got older, Disney decided to end the show in November 2007, which was a turning point for Orlando because it seemed like everything went south the moment he left the Disney spotlight. What then became of Orlando? Here's where things take a darker turn over the previous several years. How did he go from being a bright, skilled young actor full of life to this? Orlando has made some startling claims on alleged Hollywood customs and the presence of well-known outlaws in the entertainment sector in a number of widely shared interviews.
Are people that were the people that did this to both me and Corey that are still working, they're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
And they are
And they do not want me saying what I'm saying right now.
Are you saying that they're pedophiles?
Yes.
And that they're still in this business?
I never once said that they're all famous VPs, they're all executives.
I
It's
understand.
not like that.
Doesn't
These
have
are
to be.
lower level guys.
Do they have access to children?
Yes.
Corey.
And these are lower level guys. Now, one of them I've already named. The one that I know that has access to children right now, I already named. It's in my book, and they didn't make me change it because he had already been arrested for pedophilia. So I've mentioned that name. It's out there. The name is Marty.
This guy on his MySpace page and his Facebook page has got pictures of me and Corey Haim.
You're kidding.
No, he still taunts it.
There are thousands of people out there, Matt, who have this information. Any one of those child actors that went to the teenage soda pop clubs with me when I was a kid know who those people are and the people who ran it. Anybody can go back through history and look at the teen magazines and say, what was the name of that venue they were all promoting and who ran that venue and who...
Corey then took it a step further, claiming there's a massive cover-up operation happening in Hollywood. He even pointed fingers at the police, suggesting they protect these shady characters in the industry. Back in 2018, Corey dropped a bombshell claiming the LAPD was trying to frame him for a crime he had absolutely no involvement in, allegedly in an attempt to silence his efforts to expose the powerful figures lurking in the entertainment world. And here's where it gets even more intense. Just before Corey's arrest, he was reportedly on the brink of releasing police tapes from way back in 1993. These tapes supposedly contain the names of several high-profile members who are part of this rumored elite Hollywood group. And if these recordings do exist, then the timing of Corey's arrest is suspicious to say the least. But you see, by the time Corey started revealing all this, the media had already portrayed him so negatively that most people brushed off his claims, labeling him as crazy and accusing him of seeking attention. And sadly, we're seeing the same thing happening to Orlando Brown. However, people are now wondering if Orlando might have been hinting at something much darker, possibly indicating he was a victim of some truly awful stuff when he was a young actor.
Like, there's a lot of things that will make you buckle, bro. They make you buckle, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they make you start crying. Like, you know what I'm saying? What people do. Like, it's not no glory to be talking about. It's really,
Right.
it's really Hollywood. It's really up out there. It's really up bad. And like you just be like, I was just listening to that man's album. His star is on the floor and just sitting right here. Like you, unless you're not intoxicated, unless you're just, you know, you have to be really in tune with life and just notice bone structure, skin, eye color, everything. You have to be in tune and you'll be able to see it. It'll manifest itself right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? But just for me to be sitting here and being like, nah, cause man, people done lost their families, bro. People done lost their kids and shit. People, a lot of stuff.
Oh, you ever heard of Panda? Like I was telling you, Panda. So you got Panda Panda is a secret code for a certain thing. And so when it comes down to that certain thing, it's so what it is you basically have a certain nerve in your rectum, and if you touch that nerve, you can turn a person into an animal. You can turn a person into whatever you want them to be if you just hold them down. So pretty much when you see black eyes like Blueface and you know shit like that, he got beat up, but he didn't get beat up where you thought he got beat up. He got beat up somewhere else. Okay, and so the eyes come out, and they call them panda eyes, and they do this to. So you see people with these cigars, and they're you know all these big celebrities. They all have the cigar in common. That's that big ass thing between their legs that they're sticking in, and it's one big society of it. Now, when it comes down to the selling of the, there's shipping and trafficking. And people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials, right there on Walmart commercials. And you're looking at the people that are missing and they're smiling like they're happy, but they're going back to hell. And that's really what it is. You know, these are actually adults. Jeffrey Epstein created this saga, and this is what he is great at doing. He's great at kidnapping someone, turning them into a putting them in a dead celebrity's body and screwing the life out of them after he makes a ton of money off of their ass on his private little beach. So you have a private little beach full of celebrities and bodies getting screwed, and nobody cares because they're supposed to be dead. And this has been a major market that he tried to blame on Oprah Winfrey. So, yeah, that's what I feel about that. And this panda eye thing is, you know, the panda, all that stuff is so real. You know, you want to go get fucked by Shaba until your eyes pop out, go ahead. I mean, that's up to you. But, you know, I just think that, you know, people just need to realize what they're looking at when they're watching the television. Everything is right in front of you. The revolution was televised, and don't nobody.
We could do whatever we wanted to do. We just had to be respectful, and that's with everything, you know, with the media training, with people that you don't know that run up on you, you know, with cars that you walk up to because their kids in the car. You know, people shoot people with their kids in the car, and I'm talking about shooting celebrities. You know, hey, cause you, bow, you know, like you just gotta be careful and be respectful. You can do whatever you want. So when you sign to the mouse, man. And then once you sign to the mouse, it's a forever thing, you know.
Yeah, how about to say, do they like hit you up on like anniversaries? And
well, no, because I've been bad. So,
but they would hit you up if you want.
Oh yeah, well, that was I've been doing a lot good now, so you never know what might happen. But I wasn't in the right mind back then to even possibly be thought of to be on the show or be around Ray or be around myself.
Well, a lot of child stars grow up to be kind of messed up. They have a lot of problems sometimes, man. You know, alcohol, drugs, depression. You know, how hard is it for a person growing up in the spotlight and then they get to be an adult? You know what I'm saying? Like how hard is that life right there?
Well, the thing about it is it's not even about the life. See, we have all gone through what we don't know is what we don't know is we've all gone through this experiment, and it's kind of trippy, right? So they have your parents you, okay? You get
a baby by your parents, and then the parents, right, that you don't know is your parents, has been, they disappear. When they disappear, you're supposed to go ape shit crazy. It's called MK Ultra. This is what we've all been going through, and we are all just waking up from. So, you can't blame the parents because it's a science experiment. They're just trying to do what they had to do to get out of poverty, make sure your little ass is straight. But at the same time, now they don't look like themselves anymore. Now they're free to do whatever the fuck they want, and they have to see this out, right? Yeah, that's what this is, and it's more like, you know, if you don't know where your is, you're smoking this. If you don't know what's happened with your wife and where she is, you're doing that. You're doing this. If you don't know how to identify these demons, the eye colors and all this shit, you know, if you don't know Leviathan, but Belphegor, if you don't know Satan, if you don't know Lucifer, if you don't know what you're talking about and how they're coming, if you don't know how to identify it, then you start smoking all kinds of shit and drinking and getting off stuff because you can't see it.